Hello and welcome to another episode of Pursuit of the Paranormal Podcast. It is a slightly different one tonight. There's no Ash with us. Where are you, Ash? Where are you? He is not with us tonight, unfortunately. But what we've decided to do is, as a result of his absence, we are going to be doing a Beyond Our Ordinary takeover. For people who haven't listened to the podcast before, I and my partner Sarah are Beyond Our Ordinary. We are a paranormal equipment manufacturing business, small business that started earlier this year, which I'll come on to in more detail. But tonight's episode is going to be me and Sarah talking about Boo, Beyond Our Ordinary, and where we have been, what led us to start Boo, where we are now, and what our plans are for the future. So, welcome along, Sarah. This is weird.
Hello, hello, hello.
So it's funny because we talk
Mm,
a lot, obviously, but we talk a lot about the paranormal off mic, and we talk all things paranormal. We talk about the state of the paranormal community as it is, our thoughts on the paranormal, what is paranormal, what isn't paranormal.
we talk
Look,
about research, theories,
hmm
conspiracies, all sorts of. And do you know what's weirder? Is we actually do this every night.
we do, we do,
Every night.
and we
And yet it
said
feels strange now.
it does. It does. Have you got your telephone voice on now?
No. Oh no.
It's funny, my nan used to pick up the phone and she used to say the telephone number of the house, like all old people, an old school way of answering your phone. You would actually say the telephone number, but she would say it really posh.
Yeah.
Do
It's quite funny.
you remember those days?
My grandma used to have one of the phones that you stick your finger in the hole and
Rotary
you
dial.
there you go, one of them, yeah.
People don't
Yeah,
know
I
how
did.
good they have it.
Mm, no,
But
no, no.
you used to say the telephone number back, and then somebody would go,
Mm.
"Did you just say?" You go, "Yeah." You go, "Oh, sorry, wrong number."
I think I still remember my phone number from when I was a kid. And I'm going to say it because it's not my number anymore.
Yeah,
I think it used to be 0161 681 5715.
nice.
I think that was it.
Mm.
I'm very tempted to actually try and dial that now I remember
Do
it.
it now. Do it now while you're on the phone. On the call.
Should I?
Yeah, go on. Let's do it
Oh
while we're there.
gosh. Oh, one six one
We will
six.
get into paranormal in a bit.
Oh, was it 682 5715? Oh, 161 682. I think it was 682 5715. What if somebody answers? Hang on.
Just say where you're
Okay.
calling from. Say you're live on
You've
the
dialed
podcast.
an incorrect number.
Oh,
Please check the number and try again.
Uh,
oh,
so I'm old school enough that um my nan's telephone number was 4 digits. So
really? What's
yeah,
that?
so 2350.
4 digit number.
So
What?
you used to ring. Um, it was obviously the dialing code, but I can't even remember what that is. Well, I can, and okay, I'll say it. It's somebody who I'm not, who no won't be listening to this, but they might be soon. Um, so she used to live in Tame in Oxfordshire, and she used to pick up the phone and go Tame 2350. What the fuck is that? Four
All
digits,
about.
and then it went to 212350. And then then you'd say the dialing code, which is 01844 So
See,
it
I'm not
might,
from an area that has like a 5 digit dialing area code. I'm
it
just
was
from
four.
O161.
It was four. It was four. 01844. And then it was 212350. But it was 2350 went up way back. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
do you know what else though? You're gonna hate this.
Go on.
I still remember the number of my first boyfriend. Still remember it because back then it was you had to put the number in. Like you had to. So look at your face.
Mhm.
The silence is deafening.
Where is he
But
now? Nowhere.
I still remember that number. I won't say that one out loud because I've had my number now for a very long time. So you might still be on the other end of it.
Yeah, he might be. He might be.
Oh, can you feel that chill?
Anyway,
Quite funny. But yeah, you
yeah,
didn't have. I didn't have the contact saved really. It was I put the number in all the time.
that's it. I wouldn't know. I don't even know what your telephone number is. So in a time
I
of
don't know what
crisis, I
yours is.
wouldn't be able to ring your number.
No, I wouldn't.
Told
I
my
might
kids
do
to
what
remember one.
I might do what those old ladies do, and I might just have a piece of paper in my purse or something with your number on.
Nice.
Because if my phone's died because I've had something happened to my phone, I don't want to jinx it, touch wood, and they can't get into my phone, they can look in my little purse and see this little paper slip.
Or you just go, what's his number? Well, you saved under Greg,
What
unless
if I
it's
can't
something
get into
else.
the phone?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not safe for work.
But depending on what phone you got, you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
People can still get your in case of emergency contacts. I'm sure you can
Oh,
access in case of
really?
emergency, like in you on your iPhone where you can either swipe over left or right on the
Mm-hmm.
lock screen, and you can get like your
Mm-hmm.
medical history and stuff like that. When you go
Yeah.
to, I'm sure in that medical history, it's got your person like
Oh, really?
I think so. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
know it's got. Yeah, I think it's got favourites in there as well.
Something like that. So at least
Mm.
there's a phone to
Yeah,
call.
I think it's got favourite. I think you might be under my favourite numbers. They'll be like, Greg,
I
something's
might
happened to
be.
Sarah. They'll be like, Greg, something's happened to Sarah. You'll be like, all right, I'll be 2.5 hours
Yeah. On a
minimum.
good day. On a good day.
Exactly. I'm just going to stop halfway for Costa and away, but I will be there.
If I can get through and onto the M6,
Oh, yeah.
which is an absolute
Oh,
shit junction. Anyway,
yeah.
so it's just me and you talking, and Ash probably wishes he was right here, right now, taking control of what appears to be a non-paranormal conversation.
Yeah, exactly. But
So,
oh well.
so, so at the beginning of this year, to give some
Mhm.
context to this beyond our ordinary thing.
New Year's
So
Eve to be exact.
New Year's Eve to be exact. So just before Christmas, in December time, I was um, told or booked in, whatever you want to call it, for my hip operations. And we
Mhm.
knew at that point that I would be spending 3 months of my life camped out in your house.
Camped out. You make
Um,
it sound like you had a tent and a sofa bed in the kitchen or something.
I was not that lucky. No, you were kind enough to take in a poorly southerner. Whilst I
Mm,
recovered from one operation, then a few weeks later, or 6 weeks
mm,
later, another one. Um,
yeah.
so we took the opportunity at that point, as part of our ongoing discussions about the paranormal, and thought actually we could have a little side hustle going on, which might not be
Mm,
a side hustle, and it might be a full hustle.
hmm. Just to pass the time initially, really, to
Mm.
give us a project to work on. And yeah, we started making plans before Christmas.
We did, we did, and we knew nothing about making paranormal equipment. We knew nothing about 3D printing. We knew probably even less about electronics at that point. But one thing we did know was we did know the paranormal, and we did know about paranormal equipment that we've used.
We knew what
So,
worked for us.
mhm. So I have been into the paranormal for 4 decades. Okay. I won't bore everybody who listens to the podcast regularly with the detail on that, but
I
lo and behold,
haven't even been
alive that long.
alive for 4 decades.
Oh God, I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio. Um,
Not far off.
you're nowhere near 25.
Feel it, that's enough.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, so we do know a thing or two about the paranormal over the years, and combined, we've got a lot of years between us in terms of paranormal investigations, and obviously for the last couple of years that we've known each other, that we've been talking about the paranormal, and it consumes a lot of our life. In fairness,
It
it does.
does.
Um, we spend a lot of time talking on FaceTime in the evenings about the
Mhm.
paranormal.
Mm. It was the foundation of our relationship, really.
It was the foundation of our relationship.
It's how we met.
And 2 years ago and one
2 years
week,
ago, 6 days, isn't it?
well, it depends
two
when I
years
put
ago
this
in
out.
6 days.
Two
Yeah,
years ago
that's
and six
true.
days. 2 years ago and 6 days,
Hmm.
or 2 years and one week, just to make it sound less stalkerish. Um, you and girls pre-pink came on the podcast for a chat with me
Hmm.
and Ash, and the rest, as they say, is history. But that wasn't the first time we were in the same place. We were in the same place
No.
on YouTube.
Yeah, we were. We both went. I think it was like a week apart from each other.
Hmm.
We both went to my haunted hotel in Chester, and we were on the same episode, even though our visits were like a week apart. I think we went on like the 31st of July. I think you guys went on like the 7th of August or something like that. Because then when we did our interview, you'd only gone the week before.
Yeah,
And then it all came out. We were on the same episode on YouTube. We'll have to try and find it.
it's on there somewhere. It is on there
Hmm.
somewhere. I don't know
I
if
think
it's
it was
behind a
series
paywall.
3.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But yeah,
But yeah, that was small world, as they say.
I know. Yeah.
And look at us now.
Mm, I know. It's not been a day where we haven't, no, there has been a day we haven't spoken.
One
And we
day.
should, one day in 2 years.
Yeah. So here we are,
Here we
and
are.
talking more about the paranormal.
Hmm.
So we'll rewind to New Year's Eve
Yeah.
2024
Hmm.
when we launched Beyond Our Ordinary,
Hmm.
and Boo for short.
Yeah.
And obviously the
We
booze.
liked, I was just going to say, we liked that we wanted a short, snappy word like boo, but we wanted it to stand for something as well and not just be like boo, not just be a ghost kind of thing, or we needed it to mean something. And I think I remember we were sort of sat around in the bedroom and we were brainstorming ideas, and Beyond Our Ordinary came up. I just remember the look where you just went, oh, yes,
Hmm.
yes, perfect. And that's where Boo was born.
It was indeed. We created this logo, and with the weird eyes,
Mm. Not just a normal ghost,
not just a normal ghost. I have my
a
Boo t-shirt
creepy
on.
little ghost, a creepy little Pac-Man style ghost.
Yeah, it's very Pac-Man, isn't it? It's like a Pac-Man
He is
ghost with one bigger eye and one smaller eye.
in bright yellow because obviously I've got the bright pink with the girls, and the
Hmm.
bright pink works wonders for our sort of branding and our marketing.
Hmm.
And without the pink, we would probably just blend in, really. But so I thought we need to have something bright like a yellow because yellow sticks out, doesn't it,
Hmm.
against the pink? So
Yeah,
yeah, and that's where the yellow was born.
it was indeed. It was indeed. And it looks good
Mm.
on a black t-shirt. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm.
Got one on
Mm.
right now. Nobody can see because it's audio, but you'll see it on the show thumbnail.
Mm. Or you can buy one.
Or you can buy one. Yes, beyond our ordinary dot myshopify.com.
Yes, indeed. Get that
or
little
if
plug in there.
or if you're at Paracon Wincham 23rd of August, which is this
Yeah.
Saturday, we'll be there as well selling merch.
Yes, we will.
Sorry, Ash. Um, so that's where that came from. And then we decided that we were going to get a 3D printer. We were going to create and build paranormal equipment that we would want to use at an affordable cost that we know works and gets results. Or should I say, not gets results, because there's no guarantee in the paranormal. However, equipment that doesn't just give a false positive, because there is equipment out there that we both used that seems to go off a lot. And even though there's no science behind some of the things, there isn't, because an EMF meter is used in construction and all sorts. It's not a paranormal piece of equipment. So we were looking at devices that would give an active response, something that will allow us to say an event has occurred.
Something has happened.
Something has happened. It's not grey area. It's not an environmental change. It's something has happened that's caused that to trigger.
Yeah.
And the infrared tripwires was a great starting point. It's fairly low cost. It's a good entry level product. People love a tripwire. We've had great results from other manufacturer
Yeah.
infrared tripwires. So we decided we would build our own. Again, without 3D printing knowledge, without electronic knowledge. And
We actually initially started because to sort of get into how we would build our own, we bought a kit to work out how to do it, and then we put our own twist on it with our own pieces of equipment. Once we had learnt the sort of basics of doing a very basic tripwire, we then bought everything that we needed to do something a bit more solid.
And a lot of manufacturers on the market had battery packs attached to them, which is very inconvenient when you're in a paranormal investigation if you've got batteries or whatever. So we adapted it straight away from a battery version. We quickly moved on to a USB-C rechargeable LiPo battery. So in our trip cubes there is, and even now we've modified them again so they've got a better USB-C charging port on the back rather than underneath, so that people can charge with a USB-C, which is a standard cable now, and it'll give at least 10-15 hours worth of charge.
Much longer battery life than you would on a normal battery.
Yeah, and you don't need to wait. You just whack it on charge like everything else before you go on an investigation. So quickly we realised that there was opportunities for us to make what is becoming a staple product for a lot of paranormal teams a better version, putting our own twist on it. Like you said, we modified the insides, we've put the battery rechargeable stuff in now. And to say we've been on a very steep learning curve, the first sort of 6 months is an understatement. We learned how to 3D print. We bought a 3D printer, which wasn't cheap.
We've learned the best way to kind of click it all together, glue in sort of different types of sealants and things that you can use, and which was going to be the most robust. And
it's
design.
The amount of different versions of the trip cubes are different to what people see. There's bolted versions, there's screwed versions which didn't quite hit the mark, there's all sorts of versions of these. They were massive cubes, then we've shrunk them down. So now we're at a point where they're nice and thick. The
Mm.
walls are thick. You've got the
Mm-hmm.
they come with the, as an optional extra, they come with the little stand, little portable
Mm-hmm.
stands. They line up super quick.
Yeah,
The
they're
USB-C
lightweight.
chargeable. Yeah, the batteries are
Mm.
amazing. They're over-engineered batteries, really. They're lightweight, and
And
yeah,
because they're in this cube shape as well, is they're quite sturdy, so they're well balanced, so you can
mm,
put them diagonally across something, one on the floor,
yes,
one on a banister or something.
yeah,
And because it's a cube shape, it's not top heavy or it's
no,
not slightly unbalanced in the weight. It is perfect down the middle. So any kind of trip cubes that I've seen, ours are even, and so they're very you can manipulate them really well.
yeah. That's one thing that we were able to, because what we've also been able to do is, because we go out on lots of paranormal investigations a lot of the time, or
Mm.
are doing weird stuff out and about in woods and forests and whatnot, we're actually able to take these devices out and field test them. We're fortunate enough that a lot
Yeah.
of our friends are paranormal investigators, and we give equipment to people to test for
Mm-hmm.
us, because there's nothing quite like getting hours on the clock. So, for
Yeah.
example, they probably won't mind us saying now, but Paranormal Truth have got one of our boo boards, one
Mm-hmm.
of the first versions of our boo boards, which we've now modified and we've gone essentially portable, but
Mm.
they've got one of the first versions of the old version. And Danny Moss has also got a
Yeah,
version of
he
it as well.
does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot about that.
for
Yeah.
My Haunted Road Trip. So people have got versions of it where we can, to try and field test and get feedback, because without
Mm,
feedback we can't make the product better. So
exactly.
so the trip cubes, we've also got the Boo board,
Hmm.
patent pending. Um, there are other devices out there like it, but they're not the same.
Mm,
Ours are based not just on light waves. There needs to be um, almost within a centimeter or half a centimeter, there has to be a physical interaction, not a
yeah.
touch, but an
Has to
interaction.
be.
Hmm.
Yeah, an interaction. I like that. It does. It has to be. It's not like you know, infrared. Sometimes the beam can reach out
Hmm.
beyond the sort of a close vicinity, and something such as even a speck of dust can sometimes
Yeah,
trigger it.
yeah.
But yeah, it does have to be a very close interaction for this to go off.
And again, it creates it needs an active response to go off. Same
Mm,
with the
yeah,
trip cubes, you have to break the beam. And if
yeah,
the beam breaks and it triggers, an active response has taken place
yeah. And
of what has happened. Mm,
we talk about this quite a bit, and our talk at Paracon um, talks about how most pieces of equipment are cues, the detect cues, as we've called them, like a fluctuation in temperature, in EMF, in pressure. They're all things that tell you that there's a cue that something's happened, but you don't know where it's from. You don't know. It could be anything. It's not a what. It's not a definitive something's happened. It's a cue that something's happened. Doesn't mean that it's paranormal, but a what, the pieces that we do, tell you that there's been something happening.
yes.
They give you it has to have, something has triggered it that is not part of, that is not normal.
Yeah. It's not an environmental change that's happened.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah, exactly.
spike. There's nothing. It's
Mm-hmm.
an actual event that's taken place. And
Mm-hmm.
then we've got our the BooCore as well. So our three
Yeah.
main devices, and the BooCore is our self-programmed. We again,
Mm-hmm.
you will not believe the
We've
learning
learned
curve.
coding.
Coding, yeah. Coding on a device. So, and if anybody wants to know how it works properly, come and see us at Paracon, and we'll give you a bit more detail.
Yeah.
But we programmed this ourselves. We've tweaked it over time. We've used it, and if it's triggered too much or too little, we've been able to
Yeah.
field test this a lot.
Yeah, we've
Um,
adjusted the word bank as
mhm.
well. We've put like the top sort of you've put like the top 200 names of in sort of the last 200 years
Yeah.
are in there. Lots of different mixes of word banks available as well that we've to get it even and to get it quite vast and
Yeah.
broad and not just because some word banks throw out the same word again and again and again, and it almost becomes non-paranormal because the word bank is actually so small in
Hmm.
comparison to ours that it's likely that it's just picking up the same
Hmm.
word without having a paranormal response, without it being linked to a paranormal response or, well, an abnormal response. Whether you
Hmm.
deem it paranormal or not depends on other factors.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
So,
think
yeah.
with the word bank itself, it's one of the devices that has given us some absolutely amazing results. People have
Mhm.
used them. So me and Ash have used it many times. And we were, for example, there was one classic event that took place at Cannock Chase at Castle Ring the other week. Me and Ash were live streaming,
Mhm.
and we were talking about fundraising for charity and whatnot that we've been doing during July. And we said we've got a book. Somebody asked in the comments about buying the book, and lo and behold, the word book came through on the device. There's 30,000 words in the
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
How can, is it a coincidence? Maybe. But for it to say the word book when we're talking about a book
Mhm.
in the middle of a,
Yeah. But even if it is coincidence, paranormal is subjective. So for it
Mhm.
to say book at that time
Mhm.
for you is paranormal.
Yeah, it's again, like you said, it's very subjective. And
Mhm.
but at what point does a coincidence not or become not a
Yeah.
coincidence? And that's something me and Ash talk
Mhm.
about a lot on the podcast anyway, is that people have all these coincidences, but what
Mhm.
if they're not coincidences? It's just the
Mhm.
society says that they're coincidences
But
because
what
it's not
defines
rational.
coincidence from
Exactly.
paranormal?
Exactly.
You,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
you do.
Exactly.
It's yeah,
Like
interesting.
we were at Priest Cottage and the word apple kept coming through.
Mhm.
Now, at that point, it was just the word apple, and it'd come through a few times.
Yeah,
Weirdly, I mean, it hadn't come through in other locations, but apple
no.
seemed to come through as a theme of the night.
thirty
Out,
thousand words,
yeah,
and that apple came through a few times.
and on the Estes method, it came through as well. And we're fortunate enough that we have yourself watching our lives when you're not out with me, and
Hmm.
likewise, I'll watch yours. And the good part of that is because we hold it up on the mobile on TikTok, and you can text,
Yeah.
and we frequently text each other whilst either of us is streaming.
Hmm. You
But
get the
you,
notifications on the top bar.
yes. But the good thing is that if, say, Ash is streaming on my phone and we've got queries about names or words, you
Hmm.
can text the phone and Ash will see the words
Yeah.
and the text come on the screen. So if you're doing some
Hmm.
kind of Wikipedia for us, which you were doing, and Googling, you could find out that is there an apple
Mm.
meaning or
Yeah.
connotation in that type of environment, which was a priest cottage,
Hmm.
and lo and
Yeah.
behold, it was
Yeah. A
like
sinister meaning.
a sinister meaning for a child, basically.
Yeah.
We
Hmm.
won't get banned on this. This just goes out, and you can say whatever. Unlike TikTok, which you'll be banned.
Yeah. But yeah, you can. But then it's like with again, it goes to show you that like even if you don't connect, if you hadn't have connected those dots, it
Mhm.
wouldn't have been a paranormal thing. But again, because I'd connected dots and told you about it, and then every
Mm.
time it came up, it became your experience as well.
Mhm.
It became paranormal. It kind of opened your eyes, and that's why it's handy not just being in the experience, is having all these other people outside the searches for you and do your research whilst you're within it, because sometimes you
Mhm.
can't really see the wood for the trees.
No, exactly that. And say when you're at Priest Cottage, you and
Mm.
Emma were there, and things are happening, And
Mm-hmm.
you've even got FX Paranormal in the comments, sort of
Yeah.
saying, we've had this before, this has come up before, or go and check
Yeah.
this. And
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
that makes sense.
Like
And
they've had that name.
it's cool that there's a pool of people that will watch and interact and engage and not just watch. So they will go,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I thought I saw something, or the bricks
Mm-hmm.
falling over, for example. We're able
Yeah.
to all review footage afterwards, put our own
Mm-hmm.
opinions. Did you hear that? Yes, I heard that. Go and find out what's going
Yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
But and it creates that paranormal
Yeah.
experience for everybody.
Mm.
But
And that's what the
going,
BooCore does, is it gives you
yeah,
that guide.
hmm,
It guides you whether or not, I mean, we obviously, it's quite complicated how it works, and we've got
yeah,
theories on, because obviously we've created it and we've had to code it. No device like that can be without a code.
hmm,
But we've not coded the word it selects.
no,
We've coded the pattern in which it would trigger many
hmm,
different patterns and how what makes it go off, but we've not coded the word selected.
no,
That is the paranormal side. But
yes,
that word in itself is a side that we can't explain how it chooses that word. But again, it's a guide. So the words that come out may be completely random, but if you can connect the dots in
hmm,
your subjective paranormal experiences, then it becomes whatever you want it to be. But
hmm,
we've had so many results from the BooCore that were like, is it paranormal or are we connecting dots? Like, because
hmm,
like when mum died at the beginning of May, me and Emma, Emma's my twin sister for anyone who doesn't know, and she is the other half of To Investigate. And our mum died in the beginning of May. And like the week after, or the 2 weeks after, we went to House That Cries, and we were getting a lot of words that were relevant to us at that time. We were getting mother, daughter, water, things like, names that were relevant, things coming through that we could relate to. Maybe it was because that was how we were feeling at that time, which again goes through to the why that we talk about.
hmm, yep,
But also, mine and Emma's name came through
hmm,
consecutively 30,000 words, and we get Emma and Sarah one
mental.
after the other. How on earth, out of all the names we know are on that word bank, what are the chances that not only does it select those two names, but it selects those two names together?
Hmm,
And then our friend who was with us, he was using another device. And I've got the photos for the pictures, the evidence of it. And literally 2 minutes later, his device says mum.
mm,
So ours triggers our names and then his says mum.
mad.
Like, how is that a coincidence? At what point is it a coincidence? But again, are we creating that activity because of our mental state? So it's doing that, or is it paranormal? Like, are we paranormal? Are we triggering, or is that triggering us? Like,
Mm.
it's so complex, and like, it's just interesting, but we don't even know how the device works. I cannot explain it. And that to me is fascinating. I think the
Yeah,
bigger the word bank as well, the
it's
more valid your
strange
results.
because I can connect up the BooCore to the Mac, and
Mm-hmm.
I can see the serial, and I can see it as soon as it connects. It tells me how many words have loaded, 32,000. It'll also confirm everything's working, and as things are taking place, and I'm not going to go into detail on the podcast. You'll have to come and see us about it, and I'll tell you
Mm-hmm.
in person. Um, but I can even show you on the Mac. You'll be able to see the fact, and I will be able
Mm-hmm.
to show you the device working in the background, and the fact that I and Sarah do not
Mm-hmm.
know what that next word's going to be.
No.
You will see that it will randomly trigger a word, and it tells us that it's triggered, and it will tell us the word, and that'll be the word that's on the screen, so we can monitor that. But
Mm-hmm.
you will see that we cannot see what the next word's going to be. We don't know what that
Mm-hmm.
next word's going to be. It's completely random, and
Mm-hmm.
then each time it triggers, it shuffles all the words and starts the randomness again. I will go
Yeah.
into more detail. If anybody's interested in the geekiness behind it, we can talk to you about that
Mm.
at Paracon, or anytime you see us, we'll show you and we'll talk to
Yeah.
you about it.
Which that
But
alone makes that Emma and Sarah that came through
mhm.
so much more
Oh yeah.
relevant. And even, I won't go into too much detail, but if you remember the weekend before my mum died,
Hmm.
we were out and about and we had a name come through who ended up being significant to my mum's passing.
Hmm.
A name came through, and I don't mind people knowing how she died, but like water and pool and things like that were coming through. And at the time, we were thinking it was relating to yourself
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes. Um, and then when everything happened that Saturday morning, and it all, when we look back, we think, oh my goodness, that the boo core was trying to, it was communicating. We just didn't connect the dots yet. Like it was actually throwing out relevant things, and
Mm.
I wasn't even connecting dots at the time. Yet when I look back, I can easily connect the dots to what was
Mm.
going on, what was trying to be said, like what was they were trying to say. So it's interesting that you should always just try and remember what it says to you as well. And
Mm.
that very same weekend, it was a very weird weekend because I think it was the same weekend we went to see the medium as well. Or was it the weekend before?
No, because
And
that was the weekend before everything
was it the
unfortunately
weekend
changed.
before?
Yeah.
And I think even this medium was like, there's a storm above your head, like
Hmm.
above my head. And she said, I can see a dark cloud above your head. And she was saying to you, like, make sure you look after it or make sure you're there or whatever it
Because
was she
I
said.
genuinely thought she was almost having a dig at me for something. I thought she was
Yeah.
genuinely sort of going, "You're at fault here for something."
Yeah, there's a storm above her head and it's you who's done it. But then,
Probably.
and I remember everything that was coming through for me was like, I said to you afterwards, it's like every member of the family was
Mm.
there
Mm.
through this one person. Every member of the family, I could relate to what she was saying with every member. So if that weekend was the same weekend the BooCore was giving us all of these words,
Yeah.
something was there to trigger a paranormal response that we didn't even realize was paranormal until after. Therefore, does that validate it as being even more paranormal? Because we weren't connecting the dots at the time, but when we look back, it was weird that all those words were coming through and all that
Mm.
relevance. So it's not even like we were controlling what was being, not
Yeah.
controlling, but it's not like our perception was altering the results.
Yeah. I
It
get what you
was
say.
giving paranormal when without us even knowing until
And
after.
I want to touch on something that you mentioned. You were mentioning about the fact that like um are we influencing the device? Not consciously, but are we subconsciously influencing the words coming out, or are we manifesting, or whatever you want to call it? Um, and it's a good point because part of the talk that I did with ASAP, and that we'll be talking in detail, me and Ash, about Parachat later on in the year, is around um, the emotional manifestations of paranormal events, and that that could lead
Yeah,
that your emotional state and your trauma,
yeah,
whether or not you know you've got the trauma, because a lot of
yeah.
people aren't aware that they are the source of the trauma
No.
and the
Mm-hmm.
manifestation. Are we subconsciously influencing the words
Mm.
and that come out of the
Yeah.
devices or paranormal? And I mean this is a big rabbit hole that
Mm.
we don't necessarily need to get into tonight, but it's one that we do speak about a lot.
Yeah, it is.
People are
Yeah.
going to wonder what the fuck we
Thing is,
talk
that
about.
medium who said about the storm cloud above my
Yeah.
head, that
Mm.
was maybe that was the all everything brewing that I didn't even. So if everything's mapped out for us in life,
Hmm.
I will already hold all the trauma that is to come, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Hmm.
I already have that in my life as such. So if that's brewing above my head already, then I can manifest something that's not happened yet. Like I can
Hmm.
manifest something paranormal based on something that's not already happened, because it's already mapped out for me and it's
Hmm.
already there. The spirit medium could see that above me. So why could that not? Why wasn't that? That might have been coming out because it is traumatic. And obviously, like a loss, anybody's loss is traumatic, but this loss in particular
Hmm.
is very traumatic. And if it's already been there, ready and waiting because it's going to happen, then yeah, maybe that trauma manifested a lot of paranormal experience that weekend
Hmm.
without us even realizing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not even sure if that was the same weekend we got the shadow under the tree or not,
Oh, don't say that. Otherwise,
because that may have
we would have
been,
had a mad weekend that weekend beforehand.
that's what I mean. It's like the weekend before
You have
all
to
of
check it
this.
out. You have to
I'm gonna
check
have
out
to
the
check. It
video.
may not have been because it might have been one that we'd returned to based on that, but
Mm,
I have a feeling it might have been as well because we
good
actually
one.
said at the time we had the shadow and then we've got this and
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to check that out.
yeah. Mm,
But yeah, and this is, so going sort of back a little bit, this does starting to put us onto the whys.
mhm,
Why, why did this event take place at the time it took place to the people it took place?
mhm,
So our boo stuff, our boo equipment, like we mentioned, gives us that active response.
mhm.
The BooCore, like you so eloquently put about the linking the dots and whatnot, it's still a device that gives us some kind of active response for definite.
Mm. Yeah,
There's too many things that have come out on those devices that can't. There have to be some kind of intelligent or active
yeah,
response. Active response is a good one.
yeah,
I
it is.
know
Mm.
that that forms part of our
Mhm.
talk about Boo,
Yeah.
but
The Q is the what, and now we're looking at the why. Mm.
so part of where we've come to with Beyond Our Ordinary is that we've taken these equipment that we're confident that if we get a result on them, we get there. There's some weird shit happening.
Yeah.
Um, Not just an EMF spike, an active response. So something has broken the beam, something has touched that board, and something has influenced a word coming
Mm.
out. Very much like the Boo core also almost reminds me of a sweeping radio.
It's very similar. Yeah. Yeah. It fires out words in a different form
Yes.
at a time that is relevant for that word that may connect. It's basically a spirit box, but
Yeah.
it's not. It. If you think about it, it's although it's not scanning radio frequency, it's scanning and it's firing words.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the Estes method is one of the best experiments I feel you can do. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Estes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and thinking about it, the BooCore is just this portable non-radio
It is.
device that does
I
it.
mean, another example of a good BooCore response is when we went around the cemetery a few weeks ago, the one in Manchester, and me and Emma were out with you and Ash, and we walked past as we were walking, the word Harry came out, and we stopped immediately where the word Harry came out because we wanted to sort of see if it was relevant on the stone or anything where we were, and it was right next to us. There was a stone that said Harry.
It's mad.
Of all the stones in that cemetery,
And there's fucking thousands of them.
stopping where with the word Harry and seeing Harry literally next to you on the stone, and there are thousands and thousands out there. There must be, and never mind the people we can't see.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, and it's like again another response that it's about being aware of. Normally, you would get on your BooCore and you go, oh, the word Harry, and then you just call out and go, Harry, is that you? Like, or what do you know? Who are you, Harry, or whatever? There's been an active response, but you've treated it as a cue. But if you get an active response and you're actually thinking, well, why has Harry come out? Where am I? Where is my environment looking like? Like, who's around me? living or not.
hmm
Like, have a look around your environment and take that into account, and then you connect your dots. Treat it as, why is that happen? Something happened. Why has it happened? Have a look around
Exactly.
you, not just, oh, something's happened. Let's pass it off. No, look deeper into it.
That very same night, in the
Hmm.
very same cemetery, me and Ash got a name through on the
Hmm.
BooCore, and again, didn't put much purchase in it at that point, but this particular name come through just as we were looking for a place to put the
Yeah,
boo board down. So the name come through. I'm looking around. I said to Ash, "Oh, that grave over there, almost like this weird tomb looking thing." I said, "Let's go and put it. I'll put it in front of that." Ash's like, "Yeah, that's cool." So we go and put it down in front of it. I look up at the tomb, and the name that's on the Bucor was the name that was on the grave.
that's mad, isn't it?
Then your name had come through on the
Yeah,
Bucor, and lo and behold, the other side of the grave, because in this
mm,
particular cemetery, there's lots of family
yeah,
ones where there's
hmm,
generations all buried together, and your name was on the opposite side of the same
yeah.
grave that I put the boo board in front of
That's
after
so
this name.
strange.
And it's just like out of the thousands
Mm,
of
yeah,
gravestones in that cemetery, and there's two cemetery, two sides to it.
mm.
There's a Gothic side and a main side. It's just like
How does it work?
how
Exactly.
does
It's
and whilst we program it, we
yeah,
don't even know how it works. In
exactly.
that sense, how does
And
the
I'm not even
paranormal?
joking when I say that our BooCore needs more research.
Mm, it's
Why
phenomenal.
is our word bank different and gives such amazing results? And I don't even know how it works. We don't even know how it works, and we made the damn thing.
hmm
Like,
hmm
at that point, it's paranormal. It's a
Yeah,
great tool, and I know this sounds like we're just selling the BooCore, but honestly, it is the best device that I have had ever in a parent. I will go out with just a BooCore now.
we do.
And we do, don't we? We do go out with just a BooCore. And you can have all these toys and gadgets, but the BooCore it involves you
hmm
as well. And that's, your cues don't involve you. Your whats don't involve you as such. But the BooCore, not only is it a what, it's a definitive something has happened. It's a guide and it involves you as well, which is the
hmm
last element that you need
Yeah,
to make things paranormal. Is like you got your intuition, things like that. When you're embracing yourself as part of that paranormal, that's what the BooCore does. And it
hmm
brings, and maybe that's why it gives such good responses, because it brings everything together holistically from everything that there is. It
yeah,
detects a change, it gives a what,
hmm
and it also answers the why,
yeah,
because you're connecting the dots. So
yeah,
it's an all-rounder device, if that makes any sense.
yeah. I think if people were to use it and have a go with it,
Yeah,
you'd probably. I mean, you don't do anything with it. You
no,
just have it. It's
just hold it. It's a
yeah,
great little size.
yeah. It is. Um, yeah.
We'll do
So
demonstrations at Paracon.
we will do demonstrations, background, and we're going to be at Lost Souls.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're at Lost Souls on the 12th, 11th of October.
Yeah.
And
Parachat.
so we'll do
Although
demonstrations.
we're not talking at Parachat, me and you are there separately with to investigate
Yeah,
and pursue the
yeah.
paranormal.
But we can
Um,
always bring some, although we don't have a stall or anything, we can always have devices with us.
of
We
course.
can do a bit of a dodgy deal like the car boot.
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna
Yeah,
have
if
my
anyone
whole
wants to
door.
buy anything, yeah, exactly. Like, we'll open your coat and you've got some boot cores and a fit wire in there.
So what we've
But
so
if
what
anyone wants one,
yeah, absolutely. So what we've sort of decided very recently is we've actually reduced down the different number of devices that we sell on Etsy, for
yeah.
example. So we're
Mhm.
we're only now got the three devices or the two variations of Trip Cube, the Boo Core and the Boo Board, because
Mm.
that takes us into this new direction of we're able
Mm.
to provide you with an active response has happened. You get a result on that, something's happened.
Yeah,
Not an
yeah.
environmental change where the air pressure's changed and you don't know why. because it could be anything. EMF spike could be a tumble dryer in another room causing that, for example.
Hmm.
Um, but all of those environmental things, that there's an environmental change, but we don't know why.
Yeah,
And it might be
exactly.
paranormal, it might not be. The trip cube going off, something's actively broken the beam. That's the only way it'll go
Yeah.
off. Or has knocked one of the trip cubes out of alignment. Something has physically taken place
Hmm.
to set that off. The boo board, you have to physically, there has to be a physical interaction, albeit not
Hmm.
touching, but there has to be a physical interaction close
Hmm.
by with that device. There's no falses.
Yeah. It's not a
Um,
light beam or anything like that.
no,
It can't be broken by dust.
no,
Mm.
there has to be some kind of genuine activity, and the
Mm.
BooCore, as we've just so eloquently
Mm.
advertised.
Mm.
Um,
I think it works as well with the boo board. I think there's like the how can I describe it? Like the thermal energy of like a hand.
mm, yeah,
Kind of like not EMF as such, but like there has to be an energetic
it's
charge that's
essentially the
given off by
electrical.
touch. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
yeah,
it's your
it's like
electrical
the static
impulses.
of a
Yeah,
touch.
yeah.
Um, Nothing else has set it off except a hand. I've tried.
Hmm.
Nothing that is nothing else sets the boo board off except the
Yeah,
touch of like a hand nearby.
yeah. And again, we're still field testing this. Is all um, work in progress. So
Mhm.
we are trying to push the envelope a little bit of to what these devices can do. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's really where we are with Boo at the moment, and we're
Hmm.
now actively talking about the whys, trying to understand why has that event happened, when it
Hmm.
happened, where it happened, to who it
Yeah.
happened.
Hmm.
And it could be that some people, some locations give better results for certain people than others. And it could be the way that that person interacts with the location. And it could
Hmm.
be all sorts of things happen, not just the fact that it's a
Yeah.
paranormal location.
Hmm.
Um,
And
people,
we probably
mm,
need to start changing terminology slightly as well, with us saying
mm,
about paranormal and the paranormal. And it's like we have that discussion if paranormal insinuates that it's not normal and it's not
mhm,
what we're used to or part of our world, but then with the beyond our ordinary, I love the terminology of it because it means that it is just beyond our ordinary. It's part of our ordinary because it exists and we're experiencing it. So, but it's just beyond our ordinary because we don't quite comprehend or understand it.
mhm,
But paranormal insinuates that something is not normal, it's not usual, it's not experienced regularly, when actually it is.
mhm.
Like beyond our ordinary is that is like that to me covers things quite well, covers the topic. So
Yeah,
there is a deeper meaning to Boo as
mhm,
well that
yeah,
will go on beyond equipment
yeah,
and things like that. We
yeah.
will push it into lots of different things.
And as a small business owners that we are now, which is quite mad
Mm,
to say that, um, we talk all the time about what we're going to do with Boo and
mm,
should we do this? Should we step into that, put our toe in that water, and should we put our finger in that pie? Um, and yeah, there is a lot of opportunities for where
mm,
we can take Boo, and
mm,
we've just recently put up about phase 2.
yeah.
So we've made the equipment that we're happy with.
Mm.
Phase two
Boo is a
is
movement.
Boo is a movement. Yes.
Boo is a movement. It's a change in our way of thinking.
Hmm.
It's not a shop. It's not a brand. It's a movement.
It's a movement. It's not a bag, it's a shipment. Um, that's Mike Skinner from the streets, thanks. But it's true. We we're still defining what Boo will
Yeah.
become. But we're not limiting ourselves to
Mm.
paranormal equipment only. We are
Yeah.
looking at everything relating to paranormal everything.
Mhm.
We so this conversation that we're having now, we have this about 5 times as long every night where we talk
Mhm.
business, we talk paranormal, we talk
Mm.
weird. I mean, we share a lot of memes, but we do,
We do.
but we do talk a lot about the paranormal.
Yeah, we do.
Our friendship circle are paranormal.
Yeah.
We
Again,
met
it's
through the
the
paranormal.
basis of where we met, and
Mm,
it's like if you meet someone through a love of
I won't.
music or theatre, or you won't. No, you won't. No, you will not, Greg. If you if someone else met someone
Both
through,
ways. This is both ways as well.
I won't either. I
I
won't
know.
either.
I know you won't.
I won't. If someone else that is not me or you met someone else that was not
Either of us
me or
either.
you, through a love of music or theatre
Yeah.
or whatever at sports, that forms the basis of their relationship. And that's the same with us, is that
Mm,
that's what brought us together and that's what kind of keeps us together because it's what we talk about passionately because that was there before we were.
yeah, that's true. It's
Like, do
true.
you know what I mean? That was a shared interest that developed that was already there before we met.
Yeah.
So it's the one thing that kind of is we'll always keep coming back to. But it's um we talk about it in the car. We always say in the car, like, we need to record these conversations when we're driving. We
Yeah.
went to Stratford upon Avon at like the weekend just gone, and we were talking loads about this, but we should have just stuck a phone up in the car and recorded
Hmm.
it because sometimes we come up with things that we can never repeat again. Like the theories are so wild and so accurate, and we forget it all, and
Yeah. It's
it's
true.
really interesting. Waffle.
It is really interesting waffle. And it was the other day that we even because we were on FaceTime at that point, we're on Zoom now, but
Bless her.
that we actually put the phone down and actually voice noted the whole conversation just in
Yeah,
case
we did.
we came up with stuff that we're going to talk about for our conference talks,
Yeah.
just so we didn't forget.
Mm.
And that's what people don't realize. A,
Mm.
that I do the podcast with Ash. It's not just that we have
Mm.
to do all the social media. We spend a lot of time doing that. We're posting all the time. Then me and or Ash will go out and do a TikTok live at least once a week.
Mm.
You also do all your to
Mm.
investigate stuff. You're posting
Mm.
on TikTok and social
Mm.
media. You go live
Even
when we're
aside from
together.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, we do. But even aside from that, like I'm always looking at stuff and researching stuff, and like I'm writing that talk
Hmm.
for us for Paracon and
Oh, I know.
festival
Hmm.
and Parachat and Parachat, and
I've heard
I'm
it about
literally
5 times.
I know you have, and you've heard the rewrite and then the rewrite again, and research have found and things to add in, and
Mm.
like I'm constantly
Yeah.
like looking at things beyond what we talk about, sort of even on here or as part of the teams. Like
Mm.
we live and breathe this kind of stuff.
It's not just a hobby, it's a way of life.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lifestyle, a bit like
And
having
then,
horses.
mm, and then when we're not talking about the paranormal, we're watching horror films
Yeah, yes, we are.
or going to cinema and watching like 28 years later or
Yeah, we need to
whatever
see
then.
weapons so I
Yeah,
can
now I've heard very mixed reviews on that, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh well, I really want to go and see it so that every time we run anywhere, I can run in that weird little thing with my arms out.
Plus, we can use our free Monzo View
Yeah,
cinema ticket this month
you
before it
with a
runs out
Greg's.
with the free Gregs every Monday.
Exactly. What a date night. And then a cemetery live with
On the
the
cemetery.
BooCore.
Yeah, crikey, we know how to.
Greg's View Cemetery. We know how to live it up.
Hmm.
That's how you keep the spark alive, people.
And then the last time we went to the cinema, we went to watch 28 Years Later. Um, and right up until the moment, up until the moment. Oh, that creeps me out, that poem. If you listen to the version on Spotify, that's about 8 minutes long. After
Oh
about four
no.
minutes, he starts losing his mind. He's starting to shout and everything. It's like,
Mm,
fucking hell, it's mental. I didn't realize
yeah.
it was Rudyard Kipling wrote the original poem
Oh. It's
back in
actually quite nice the
1912.
way it's read originally. Say nice.
I
No, it's
mean,
not, but it's softer.
nice is
It's
it?
soft.
Nice is
No,
an
nice is a
interesting.
no, it's softer. The way it's delivered is a lot softer than it is on 28 years later.
Well, the version from 20 years later, it was actually a guy reciting a poem, I think, in 1915. So
Mm,
it's actually all over 100 years old. That version is over 100 years old,
mm,
and it's
mm,
about the people marching in World War
mm.
One or the Boer War or something like
One, I
that.
think, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a real like doing all the different miles, and it's supposed to be on the beat of the march, and it's fucking
Mm,
insane. As soon as I heard it, I was like,
mm,
"Oh my God, this is an insane
mm.
song."
Interesting choice of music, isn't it?
Yeah, and I just like, what the fuck? Anyway, so going back to the cinema bit, so we got
Mhm.
to cinema to watch 28 Years Later, and we were literally the only two people in the whole cinema until about
Mm,
5 seconds before, and then people,
I
like
know.
two other couples came in. Fuck
Mm.
off.
Could have had a private screening.
I wish I hadn't paid for the fucking VIP seats. I could have just sat in one for
I know
no extra
exactly.
cost.
I know.
Damn
Nobody
you,
would
new
have
cinema.
cared.
Nobody
Oh well, we didn't know that the cinema wouldn't be, full at nearly midnight
on a Sunday.
on a Sunday.
It was. It was. Oh
Mm,
God. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
but we do.
so what have you got? You and Emma got coming up in the coming weeks then
Well, well, it's
before we
summer
sign off?
holidays. We
Yeah.
haven't really planned very much. We have got Paracon on Saturday. We may do a little bit of vlogging, possibly. So we've got
Yeah.
some content to go out. We have got the care home that we went to, the abandoned care home in
Mm.
Wrexham. We've got that going out. So Emma's put a little something something together.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
about 15 minutes. Nothing really happens, but it was creepy and eerie, and I will love to go back. So that's going out on YouTube at
Spoiler
some point.
alert.
Spoiler alert, nothing happens. But no, there are some moments though that do get us really tense, and I do hear a whisper. But generally, it's a great location. It's got potential, but nothing happened for our short time there.
Yeah.
Um, but and then we're going to Priest Cottage, aren't we? At the beginning of no, middle of September.
Oh God. Yeah, we are,
We're
aren't
all
we?
going,
Forgot
aren't
about that.
we?
Yeah.
Yes, we are. So yeah, we've oh, and we've got the Priest Cottage video going up from the last time we went. But we haven't got
Nice.
anything new in the pipeline at the minute. Just very busy with other things.
Mm.
This side of the year tends to get really hectic and things get
Yeah.
pushed back a little bit. As we start coming into like my kids' birthdays, Halloween, our birthday, spooky season starts, and other
Yeah.
things take over. But yeah, what about you?
Um. So I've got the Priest Cottage coming up alongside you.
Hmm.
Me and Ash are going to that with you guys. Um,
Hmm.
courtesy of Beyond Our Ordinary as well, which is
Yes.
super cool.
How
Um,
lovely of them.
yeah. Um, that's the advantages of having a paranormal equipment business. Um,
You can stack a deal.
I'm going to Festival of the Unexplained later on in
Yep.
September. Then we're
Hmm.
at Lost Soldiers Boo in the
Yes.
beginning of
Yeah.
October. November the 8th, we're all talking about Parachat separately as
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah, we are.
And Paracon this weekend, which I'm looking
Mm.
forward to. And
Yeah.
Friday night, so this will probably go up Wednesday night when we're recording it. It might depends how fast I can get it edited. And if not, it'd be Thursday, in which case the paranormal investigation will be tomorrow or Friday. Um, I'll tell you what, that's the maddest thing. When we're recording podcasts, because they go out at different times,
Mm.
we've had to talk about stuff that hasn't actually happened, as though it's happened previous weeks.
Yeah.
It's honestly, and actually saying stuff. I'm like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
The
It's
joys of
that's
editing.
mad.
We had to do that.
But
Interestingly, it doesn't happen often. We've only had to do it once where we've had to delay an episode because the person who was we were talking to had an episode that they wanted to talk about on the podcast, but couldn't go out until that was Don't Scare Claire. She was like, if I talk
oh
about it
yeah,
now,
yeah.
when's this going to go out? I'm like, whenever you want it to go out. She goes, well, if it can go out in a week and a half's time when my episode
Yeah.
has landed, so I'm not spoiling it. It's like, cool. Um, so I'd message her and said, are you okay if we put the episode out tonight? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. I can go out now. Oh,
Yeah, it's
the
so
joys of
complicated with
podcasting.
dates.
Yeah, so we're talking about stuff that may or may not have already happened, but by the time this
Mm.
goes out, Paracon won't have happened. Um, and I don't know where I'm going with that, but Friday night we might even be live streaming
Mhm.
on Friday night,
Yeah, I don't know where we're going to be. Venue to be confirmed, whether we're
and
at
also,
Winchton, Delamere,
oh yeah,
wherever.
or both.
Mm.
And then Saturday night we're
Yes.
looking to be going out somewhere with
Mm.
Paranormal Truth with Ruth and Jamie. So that'll be
Mm.
super cool.
Yeah, it will
Who
be.
we had the pleasure of meeting at Parameet back in May, like
Yeah.
physically chatting to. Um,
hmm
and that was
We'll
that
do
was
lots of ad hoc. We'll do lots of ad hoc lives as well,
oh
won't we,
yeah, yeah. And
throughout?
then
Yeah.
when you come down here, I'll come up to you. We're doing stuff all the time, aren't we? We're always
Mm.
looking for driving
Yeah,
past
yeah.
places, going, oh, that looks good, which we've done
Maybe we
recently.
should. Maybe we should go out with Paranormal Truth somewhere. Somewhere like Delamere.
I suggested Delamere. It's the opposite direction for them.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll have a
Delamere's
little think
amazing.
then. It is. Somewhere new, maybe.
Yeah, Delamere is amazing. We've had such amazing
Mm.
experiences there, both together and
Yeah.
separately. Um,
hmm
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a mad place. Um, yeah,
It is really
it's
interesting.
such a weird place, such a weird place.
So
Anyway,
many people have had sightings there, haven't they? But
yeah, yeah,
that is another podcast.
that is another podcast. And I mean, w yeah, it's such a weird place. It's such a vast place as well. And
hmm
Cannock, we need to get you to Cannock.
Yeah, I do want to go to Cannock.
Yeah, we do need to go there. It's
It's
just
only an
having
hour
that.
away.
And it's a signal. It's a signal. Same with everywhere. It's a
Mm.
signal. Like when me and Ash went the other week, Castle Ring was all right, but the car park closed at 9:30, so it fucked. So we had to drive somewhere else, and we got there, and the signal was that fucking bad because we were in the middle of nowhere. Then we had to stay near the car park, and the car park, so it turned out to be,
Oh dear.
was a dogging site. So there was parties going on all night, and it was just in our periphery. We could see the lights. That was fucking mad.
Funny.
Honestly, it was the weirdest thing. I didn't know if giving Ash a hug when we left to say goodbye was actually a good thing, or people might just come over and start watching and
People might get geared up.
wanking and all sorts. Yeah. I was all prepared.
I bet you were.
I was. I had my trousers right down.
Yeah, I bet you had your REM pod out.
Yeah, you only have to touch the area and it will go off. Anyway, anyway, it's been an absolute pleasure for us to talk tonight
Yeah, it has. I hope it goes down well this episode.
on a recording. This is just our normal conversations
Yeah,
that
it
we
is.
have. Weirdly, this is what our normal conversation would
Mm,
sound like without
yeah.
recording. So it's
Uh-huh.
been cool. It's been cool.
And after
And not
this,
too
we
weird.
will hang up on here and jump on FaceTime and carry on.
Till tomorrow morning.
Yes, till
There's
tomorrow morning.
one little weird fact about us
Quirk.
is quirk. One little quirk about our relationship is that we will FaceTime and we go to sleep on FaceTime and we wake up and we're still on FaceTime.
Yeah.
I
hmm
look down and it says sometimes that I've been on the FaceTime call for 10 hours. The fuck is that all
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
bordering on unhealthy.
Yes, it is.
If
But it's what
I
we do.
if I
It's
was
what
younger,
we
people would
do.
say your eyes would go square, and that's not healthy. But it's what we do. And
The
weirdly,
things that we
we
do.
watched a Netflix program
Oh my
and
gosh, yeah.
it was that was some weird stalker thing. But
Mm,
they actually they were this couple were together, and they
mm.
would it was not Zoom or FaceTime. It was
No,
Skype. Skype.
Skype, that's the
They
one,
would
yeah.
Skype all night. I was like, we looked at each other. It's like, oh, there are other weird people as well. Didn't realize anybody else
Oh,
did
other
that.
people do it too. But we're long distance, so it's like
123
it's
miles,
what we
two and a half
do.
hours on a good day.
2 hours 22, depending on whether you go down Fish Hill or whether you go down Cheltenham Way.
I'll tell you what, though, I have never in recent months been able to get to 2 hours 20. It's
No,
always been like 3 hours.
no, it's terrible lately.
Mm,
I mean, it took me like 3.5 hours the other day,
it's
but then I
mad, isn't
was
it?
coming from Chester,
Yeah. But also,
but it's not
I've
too
learned
bad.
to, I've actually now, because I put so
Yeah,
many miles on the motorway, I actually stick to 70 all the way now. I used to bomb down the motorway, and I did get
yeah,
caught speeding coming up to you last year.
yeah, you did.
But
Hmm.
on the way up and down now, I just sit at 70 because I think,
Because you're not in a rush
oh,
anymore to get to me. Trying to
no,
prolong it for as long as you can before you get there.
no. I just know that I'm going to get
Mm,
hit on the M6 no matter what. So why
might
would
as
I
well
rush
just
to join
chill.
a queue? I may as well just take my time and get there safely rather than rushing and not be safe.
Mhm. And then they can ring me and go, Sarah, something's happened to Greg. All right, I'll be there in 2 hours, 24 minutes.
Very true. Very true.
Very true.
Where is he? M6 junction with the M5. That is he's fucked. He's on his own, mate. I ain't getting down there this time of night on a Friday. He's fucking mental.
No, I'm not paying £9.96 for the toll.
Honestly, that's the biggest fucking rip of hell.
I think it's gone up now as well.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Can't
I've
believe
only paid the toll a few times, and that was in the beginning of our relationship when I
it.
was in a
Yeah.
massive rush to get
Yeah.
to you.
Now it's like, which is the longest route back? But it's true.
Exactly.
Once I finish work on a Friday and I go down the stables and then I leave straight from the stables to come up to you,
Yeah,
there's no point rushing because I'm going to get fucked over by
no,
the M6.
exactly. Exactly.
So anyway, it's been a pleasure.
It
I will
has.
try and edit this in a minute and I'll get it out shortly. Where can people, we've only got less than a minute, where can people find to investigate?
Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I would say Instagram, but we don't really use it, so avoid Instagram. But where can people find Beyond Our Ordinary? Beyond Our Ordinary is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can email us beyondourordinary@hotmail.com. You can find us on Etsy and you can find us on Shopify as well because we've just set that up.
Yes. Awesome.
We have. Thank you for having me on this Boo takeover.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming on. I'll speak
You
to
are
you in a few
welcome.
minutes.
Speak to you in a few minutes.